Ukraine says there could be another round of talks to end its war with Russia this week, as Europe's deadliest conflict since World War II entered its fifth year on Tuesday. Several rounds have already taken place as Washington seeks to mediate an end to the conflict. So why is a deal proving so elusive? The two sides cannot agree on the future of Donetsk, one of the two regions that make up Donbass. Moscow already controls almost all of the other region, Luhansk. Russian President Vladimir Putin is demanding that Ukraine withdraw from the 20% of Donetsk it doesn't yet control. But Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky rejects any such move. While Moscow insists Donetsk belongs to Russia's historical lands, international recognition remains firmly with Ukraine.
In terms of the distance between the negotiating positions of
Samir Puri is an expert on the conflict at King's College London.
the Russians want the Ukrainians to voluntarily cede those territories in Donetsk in particular. The Ukrainians, quite understandably, have fought tooth and nail for 11 years now to defend those territories, but also fear that voluntarily giving them up would open the path potentially to a Russian invasion of further Ukrainian territories further west.
The draft plan sketches out security guarantees and economic support for Ukraine, along with a monitored non-aggression framework with Russia. It leaves Kiev's current troop levels and its path to EU membership intact. But key issues, including the fate of Donetsk, how to run the Zaporizhia nuclear plant, and who would oversee any demilitarized zones, remain unresolved. A peace council chaired by Trump would police the legally binding deal, which would trigger an immediate ceasefire once all sides sign on. Zelensky says Washington proposes turning Donbass into a demilitarized free economic zone, with neither Russian nor Ukrainian troops stationed there. Moscow says it might deploy its National Guard and police in Donbass under a peace deal instead of regular troops, an idea Kiev is unlikely to accept. Zelensky said in December that the U.S. has not yet decided who should administer the region. The White House hasn't commented on the details. Zelensky says he has no mandate to give up Ukrainian land, as the Constitution requires a referendum for territorial changes. U.S. President Donald Trump has pushed back on the idea that a referendum would be needed, saying he expects some land swapping to happen. In the war's first year, Ukraine managed to push Russian forces back from the outskirts of Kiev and reclaimed much occupied territory. But the following year, its counteroffensive failed. Since then, Russia has been slowly but steadily advancing along the 750-mile front. However, Ukraine's commander-in-chief said Monday that his forces have recently restored control over more than 150 square miles of territory along the southern front line. Reuters was not immediately able to confirm the claim, and there was no immediate response from Moscow.